Hey everyone, this is Andre from Chatterbox once again. Thank you for tuning in. And today we're going to talk about why we cannot have nice things.
Look, everyone would like clean energy, but the fact is that the fossil fuels are far more reliable, and we have a hardened infrastructure to use them.
Texas is an oil and gas state, famously. Running out of energy in Texas is like starving to death at the grocery store. You can only do it on purpose. And Texas did. Rather than celebrate and benefit from their state's vast natural resources, politicians took the fashionable route and became recklessly reliant on so-called alternative energy, meaning windmills.
It seems that the goal is to have the fossil fuels marginalized, the ones that are reliable, and have more of the dependence on, say, wind turbines, and we see how that works out.
So it was all working great until the day it got cold outside. The windmills failed, like the silly fashion accessories they are, and people in Texas died.
We need things to be reliable, and reliability, so far, the renewables cannot match the old fossil fuels in terms of reliability.
So well, there's that. I don't know about you, but I am really concerned about this. After we barely just survived an insurrection, a failed attempt of a coup, now that the country is probably recognizably more divided than what it's ever been, we have these fools on mainstream media spewing the biggest lies out there. Blatant, outrageous lies. Shameless lies. Dangerous lies. With no care or respect for the people that have lost their lives in the storm, with no regards to the people that are continually being put in danger because they're fed all of this misinformation, hence they don't take action against their elected officials to force them to remedy these things, not only for the short term, but for the long term, with policy that will help protect our environment and hopefully contribute towards storms of this nature not being so severe in the future. We're in the middle of a climate crisis. We've spent years saying, oh, there is going to be a climate crisis, now it's here. And we have idiots like these on mainstream media shamelessly spewing these lies. Lies that sometimes have the unfortunate effect not only of blocking policy, but depending on the nature of the lie, creating violence. And violence against elected officials that are trying to be on the right side of history and actually do something about our climate crisis. For ideas and notions and policies such as the Green New Deal, anyone who goes front and center to support these ideas have experienced violence. And here goes some entitled trust fund baby, because that's exactly what he is, who doesn't have a financial care in the world the way that you and I would. Someone who, if this goes further south, can pick up all his things and just go like this. Because he can. And leave us to deal with the mess. That's the person that's on TV spewing these phenomenal lies. As far as I'm concerned, this should be criminal. As far as I'm concerned, there should be a great level of accountability for people who have the power to touch millions of lives simultaneously. That power should come with responsibility. And so far, we have not seen proper accountability. We have not seen that these mainstream media channels, especially Fox News, for example, have been held to any higher standard. And I wonder, how is that even legal? For you to have a news network and dedicate your entire existence to misinforming people. Millions. You influence the way people vote. You influence the way people think. You influence the way people treat others. With lies. You create division, you create hate, you create anger and frustration. You misinform people, and now you're messing with people's lives because now they are not in a position to actually take action to protect themselves or to force their elected officials to do something that will protect and look after their well-being in their future because they're misinformed. They're fighting against literally a windmill that has little to no fault in what's going on. Now, I have another video from another YouTuber. His name is Beau, and I'll reference to his channel in the comments section below. And I want you guys to take a look at this because he kind of breaks down not only why this is happening, but if and when it could have been prevented. Take a look and then we'll discuss.
What happened was Texas wasn't prepared. Texas didn't take the steps to mitigate this problem along the way. This could have been solved by a bunch of little things occurring over the last few years and just fixing the problem, mitigating it before it happens. Now that it's happened, you can't go out and winterize the equipment when it's frozen. It doesn't work that way. It's too late. But it's not like they didn't know this was going to happen. Happens, what, every 10 years, getting a wee bit more severe. They've been told. Somewhere people decided that the dollar was more important. So they didn't winterize the equipment like the states to the north. That's what happened. They knew that this was an issue. They knew this was coming. And they decided, well, I mean, how many people can really freeze? It's really what it boiled down to. I'm certain that the private equity groups that keep handing money to Senator Corbyn's campaign, I'm sure they probably would have told him that's sound advice. Keep that money in the bank. Don't mitigate. Don't make changes. Don't disrupt the status quo. Just keep everything rolling along. Deal with it when it comes. Well, we see how that worked out.
So there you have it. I really don't have anything more to add other than the following. The main reason why I started this channel was because I really believe deep down inside that you and I, everyday people that, are just trying to make it in this world, we are the only ones that can hold powers to account. We are the only ones that can sufficiently demand things to change. People in places of power are generally wealthy and living comfortable. They are disaffected. They are unaware, out of touch with reality, with what people need, what people want. And even if we make it clear to them, they still go off base completely with the policies that they enact. We have Joe Biden now saying that he's backing away from the $50,000 relief for student loan debt that a lot of us were pushing for, and that he didn't quite commit to it during the campaign for obvious reasons because he had no intentions of following through with it. But he was being pushed heavily by pretty much everyone and their brother in his party to do so. And now he's saying, like, no, he's willing to do the 10,000 but nothing more. He doesn't think that he has the power to do so. Well, I wonder, Mr. President, you are probably the person that has access to the best advisors in the country. You don't go on national TV and say, I don't think. You tell people what you know. And if you don't know, you tell someone at least, well, I'll have to get back to you on that. But you don't go and say, I don't think I have the power to do that, and look all weak after people voted for you. By the way, where are $2,000 checks that you lowered to $1,400?
Where's my money? Where's my money?
You see, this is the problem. This is why I need people to get engaged. This is why I need people to pay attention. This is why I need people to hold not only powers to account, but news sources to account. Because when we have the Fox Newses of the world spewing lies, then we have the ABCs, MSNBCs, CBSs of the world not countering this narrative. Where are they? They're mum about it. They haven't said jack about this massive disinformation. They've reported heavily on the trauma, on people that have died, if they died by carbon monoxide poisoning because they were trying to keep warm in their garage by turning on their cars, if they started a fire in their homes or apartments because they were lighting things that were heavily combustible that they shouldn't have been lighting. They report on that. Where is the holding to account to elected officials for not implementing the policies to weatherize the equipment and prepare their grid for what they knew was coming 10 years ago? Where is that reporting? Where is your reporting on calling for some type of, I don't know, cease and desist of some nature on Fox News for spewing this misinformation? Where is that? Where is correcting the narrative with actual facts? But no, of course, because both the news TV stations and the politicians are taking money from the fossil fuel industry, whether it is in campaign donations for the politicians and TV commercial spots on the networks. So they're in bed with them. Of course, they're not going to hold them to account. So we're in a bad place. And I do believe that we deserve good things, nice things, unless we don't. And by that I mean, if we fail to hold these powers to account, we will be proving their point that we have exactly what we deserve. If that's not the case, I encourage all of us to keep this conversation going, hold your people accountable, research your candidates, make sure you know who you're voting for and in whose pockets they are, if any. Because there are a few good candidates that are running for 2022 that are not taking donations from any major corporation and are running grassroots campaigns. Research your candidates. Be intellectually curious about the news that is being reported out there. Let's do some homework because literally our lives depend on it. Hello, this is Andre from Chatterbox, and thanks for being here. If you're joining me on YouTube, please remember to click that bell down there on your screen so that you don't miss a beat and you catch all my videos in the future. If you're on Instagram and Facebook, please join, follow, and subscribe. Show me some love, and that way you catch all of my recent postings. Remember, the whole purpose of this is to start conversations. We all need to chat about it.